Oh, gosh, there's music still in my ears. Hold on. I'll get this. Oh, yeah, the Twitch stream's behind.
So are
hi,
we live?
Everyone.
Or?
We're live. This is a thing. Let me go back to that. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our second season of Maze. Well, first season of Mazes and Magikarps, I guess. Our second season of Mythical. Mythical. You can't.
I'm glad you practiced this.
Yeah, I was
formerly known as.
I was up all night practicing. You cannot see my face. I am your host. That is not on the screen because I did not have time to make multiple slides. My name is SBJ. I'm the host and creator of the Pokemon Podcast. It is super effective. This will be recorded in audio form. I should actually check the chat to see if people can actually hear me. Yep, Steve is invisible. A+. Okay, invisible. Good. Perfect. We are going to spend the next hour and 54 minutes doing some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Let me introduce to you your Season 2 people. Returning from Season 1, full character and all, we have Stant.
Hey, hi, y'all.
There we go.
I'm also known as Logan.
Also known as Logan. Because this is the first time we are recording live in a while. I just want to give a shout out to chat on Twitch. We are recording this on Twitch. If somebody's audio doesn't sound alright, just let me know in chat. I will be monitoring. My invisible self will be monitoring everything. Our second time ever playing D&D, but this was supposed to be your first time playing D&D. We have Irene playing Talia.
Hi, I am here. That's weird, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi.
You're a ghost.
Oh, God.
All right.
Okay.
Next to Irene. Memories. Hardcore memories. Hey, can we not have this filling up this? No
This
bad
filling
words.
up this.
No bad words. I'm just gonna fill that up. There we go. No more bad words.
Did we have naughty words in
Yeah,
the...
No naughty words.
Keep this PG. So next to Irene, we have Aaron Spriggs. I'm saying your last name. I don't know.
Ew.
Because you're always Aaron Spriggs.
Yeah, all my usernames, everything. Even when I was doing online dating, it was just Aaron Spriggs because I had zero shame.
Aaron, I think it's been over 130 episodes since you... I will turn my voice up. I apologize. I think it's been over 130 episodes since you've been on a It's Super Effective product.
Probably. I think the last one I was on was the 100th episode, like special or something like that.
Same.
Yeah.
No, you were on
How's
you were on
that,
the Gen
Aaron?
Con special, so
Yeah, that doesn't count.
that wasn't a super effective product. We're not here to argue. We're here to play D&D. Good to have you here, Aaron.
Thank you.
Returning from Season 1, but playing a brand new character, we have Travis playing Baruch.
Baruch.
It's Baruch. I'm not gonna do that. It's funny. I had a previous character named Baruch in a previous D&D campaign. In my head, it's the same character, just younger. So it's funny because everyone made a point to never pronouncing his name right in that campaign either. So it continues.
Good. I'm glad
Good
that
job.
some traditions continue. And then, of course, the man that brought us all here, we have Greg, our dungeon master.
Hello. I am here. Welcome.
So with that being said, I'm pretty much going to disappear. My voice will be gone. I will be hanging out in chat with everyone watching this unfold. Shocker, right? I'm actually not in this season, but I will be around. I will be here. I might jump in, jump out, just in case something is needed. Again, I will be in chat. I'm going to put everything in the hands of Greg. This is episode 1. We do plan on there being 6 episodes total. You can see that schedule down in the Twitch chat below. If you miss some of this later, if you can't make it next week, all these episodes will be in iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play, as well as on YouTube too. YouTube 2. All right.
YouTube as well.
The sequel to YouTube.
YouTube2.com.
YouTube too.
YouTube 2 coming in 2018 for everyone. All right. So I will
18.
2018. Yeah, it takes time for
It's
perfection.
a Google
That's
thing. It,
development time.
takes a while. It'll be in beta for
Testing.
2 years.
Eventually.
All right. So I will give this over to Greg. I will turn down my mic, and he will continue with the season.
Yay! Welcome to season 2. So, as we're going to start out the season, we have 3 new characters, so we need to do 3 new character creations. But we need to update Stant. So let's start with updating Stant. Stant, since characters are all starting at level 4, last time we saw Stant, he was level 3.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to raise himself to level 4.
Yeah. I get 6 new HPs. That's the one thing I do.
Yeah,
I
more
learned-
HPs.
Huh?
Not horsepower.
Yeah, 6 horsepower, so I can go much faster now. The Stant Express has gotten a significant upgrade. I learned Guidance as a cantrip,
Nice.
and I learned Moonbeam as a level 2 spell.
Very nice.
That's what they call my smile.
What class? Is
No, they do
Stant?
not.
What class is Stant? Is a druid.
I see. Okay, thank you.
So he's real crunchy and likes nature and stuff.
So
Terms
at
of
level
Pokemon.
4, you get to choose whether you're going to raise your stats or if you're going to take a feat, and I believe we are going to take a newly created feat.
I'm taking the Greg original
Yes.
for
Pokemon
this
Collector
particular campaign.
feat. So,
I have to write this
adding in this feat, first of all, it allows you to increase your charisma score by 1, so bump that charisma up by 1.
That puts me to a +3 modifier for charisma,
Nice.
and it's called Pokemon
Collector.
Collector.
Yes.
Collection of 1.
So if you were a tamer, you would be able to double the amount of Pokemon that you're allowed to carry. However, since you are not a tamer, it allows you to bind a Pokemon of low level to yourself. It can't attack, but it can assist you as a bonus action. And I believe you are officially taking Breakfast as your Pokemon partner.
Absolutely, I am. Can't wait.
All right.
It'd be great.
So we'll sort of describe that during your time in the tavern with previous SBJ character, a tamer, you figured out with him how to do the ritual just once, and you now have good old Breakfast as a constant companion.
Cool. So what can Breakfast do now?
So Breakfast can, in combat, if you wish to put Breakfast in harm's way, can allow you or anybody else. It acts as an ally in combat.
Okay.
It can attack, but it can hinder. So what that means for you specifically is you would gain advantage on any attacks against whomever Breakfast is hindering. For everybody else, it acts as if there's an ally in combat.
Okay.
So if you have a thing that says you have to have an ally within 5 feet, Breakfast can substitute as that ally.
Okay, so he can give me advantage or act as an ally for somebody else.
Yes. Given also the fact that he only has 7 hit points, he also becomes a target in combat, whereas previous Breakfast's whereabouts didn't matter. It will now matter. He will follow the same rules. If he is knocked unconscious, he cannot be summoned back out for a full day until you've taken a long rest. So plan Breakfast use accordingly.
So basically, you took the breakfast can die now feat.
Breakfast can
cannot
never die now. 5 feet.
Yeah. That was he goes back into his
Oh, sure, yeah,
his thing.
but is more often attacked.
It's
at
more
least.
often
Yeah.
going to
correct.
die. The trauma of Breakfast not surviving is a much more real thing now. We will switch then to Travis, who needs to roll stats for his
I do.
new character. So who are you playing this time?
I'm playing Baruch, who is a level 4 barbarian. My favorite spell to cast is Hit with Great Axe.
That's a
It's a solid spell. Some might argue that it's not a spell, but we will.
Some are wrong.
So your axe. Your axe can win that argument.
So I'm doing 2d20 plus 6.
2d6 plus 6.
Oh, yeah, that's
Not 20.
those will be some interesting stats, yeah.
That's not a thing we're doing. And do that 6 times.
Okay.
That's a lot of things.
Ooh.
Doing great.
There we go.
All right.
And 6. Ah, cool. Awesome.
So 12, 9, 14, 14, 15, 17.
And I'm a human, so all those get bumped up by 1.
Correct.
Do you want me to say to which stat I'm applying each of these?
Yeah, just sort of say where you're putting them on.
Naturally, strength is going to be that 17, which gets bumped to an 18. My numpad isn't working. I guess I'm using these. Okay. Strength is an 18. Then Constitution is going to be the 15 that gets turned into a 16. The Dexterity is going to be the 14 that turns to a 15. I guess. I mean, who cares about intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, really? So I guess my.
Is he smart, wise, or charming?
He's not charming, that's for sure. Let's do intelligence as the other 15, 14 as it were, and then 12 to 13 is going to be wisdom, and then the 9 that turns to 10 is going to be the charisma.
All right. So first level gives you your rage and unarmored defense.
It does.
And your proficiency is 2. Your proficiency won't change because we're only going to 4th level. Rage allows you to get super angry and fight super well. And unarmored defense means that when you're not wearing any armor, your dexterity and your constitution modifiers plus 10 make up your AC.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and figure that out. And then you get max hit points at first level. So 12 plus your constitution mod, which is what? 3? 2?
Hold on. I gotta figure it. I can't remember what it is for 16.
16's a 3.
Okay. So it's 12 plus 3, so it starts at 15 for talking HP.
Yep.
And then I roll. Do I roll, or are we taking the average? I can't
It's
remember.
up to you if you want to roll or if you want to take your average for each level.
Kind of burned me last season, so I'm
Yes,
going to
it
take
did.
the average.
All right, so you'll add 7 plus your con modifier for levels 2, 3, and 4.
So
Oh, I forgot about my con modifier.
So
I
I
got
had-
3 more HPs.
10 3 times, so I go to 45 HP.
Yep. And then you
Thanks
can
for
figure
remembering.
out your AC.
Yeah, it's 10 plus dexterity plus constitution if memory
Yep.
serves. So that's going to be, is 15 a plus 1 or plus 2? It's a plus 1.
15's
So-
plus 2.
Is it really?
Yep.
Okay. So that's going to be 14, right? 10 plus, oh no, plus 3 from, so it's going to be 15.
15.
Yep.
You can rage. You'll end up being able to rage 3 times because you're at 4th level, so you get 3 rages during encounters. And just a reminder that you do not get rages back until your long rest.
Right.
All right. Level 2, you get Reckless Attack, which means you can attack recklessly. You can gain advantage on all of your attacks as long as you're willing to have everybody attacking you have advantage against you.
Mm-hmm.
And it only works on strength attacks. So, and you have to declare it at the start. You can't attack normally and then recklessly attack for the second attack.
Right.
You also gain danger sense, so you're good at saving on dexterity saving throws for any effects that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 3rd level, you need to pick your Primal Path. So which path are you going with?
We're going to do the Path of the Totem Warrior so that I can have an excuse to make this a little more Pokemon-y, because Baruch is going to take the wolf trait when I get the choice, so that he's going to carry around his neck a tooth of a Houndoom, and he's going to kind of take on those aspects.
So you are... so while raging, your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that's within 5 foot of you.
That's it.
All right, and then level 4 means you get to increase one of your abilities.
I'm going to increase strength by 2, so it goes up to 20. So it's a plus
5.
4 or plus 5. Yeah.
And then what weapon did you want to use?
Great axe.
All right. And then you get saving throws on strength and constitution. What background did you pick?
Outlander.
Okay. Did you mark down the skills you get for Outlander?
Yeah, I get. Well, I have them. I already made all the choices before, but I think the ones from Outlander were survival and athletics, and then the ones I chose for barbarian were perception and intimidation.
Perfect.
Or maybe perception came from Outlander. I can't quite remember.
No, perception comes from there.
Legit.
Outlander gives you athletics and survival.
Okay.
All right. And with the skills picked, your equipment, we are complete.
It's pretty easy for barbarian.
Yeah, pretty good. So we will move to Aaron, who's a little bit more complicated because he's playing a multi-class. He has chosen to do Pokemon Tamer 3, Paladin 1.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have Aaron roll his stats. So roll 2d6 plus 6 times.
Dang.
Wow.
That was awesome. And I'm human, so I get +1 to all of those.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Jeez.
I'm going to
So
put...
he ended up with 17, 11, 15, 13, 17, 17.
That's awesome. I am going to do...
I was going to say, this is me butting in, I'm invisible. I was going to say, make sure you guys announce your roles. Just obviously
Sure.
your chat can see it, but audio people cannot hear.
Got it.
So after raising them up 1 for human, you have 18, 12, 16, 14, 18, and 18. Good heavens.
I'm going to put 18 in wisdom and charisma and also strength. I'm going to put 16 in intelligence. 14 in dex. And 12 in constitution.
Okay. So the modifiers for each of those 18, all the 18s are a +4, 16's a +3, 14's a +2, and the 12 is a +1.
Nope, sorry, read those off one more time. I'm going to write them down real quick.
All right, so all the 18s give you a +4.
Okay.
16 gives you a +3.
Mm-hmm.
14 gives you a +2.
Okay.
And 12 gives you a +1.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Greg,
So
for,
you had taken the
for
soul.
Our new listeners and stuff, just because it's the start of the season, can you explain what a Pokemon Tamer 3 is and a Paladin level 1 is? Just real quick?
Yes, we will get there
Okay.
as we're leveling up.
Got it.
Yeah, you'll explain it really lowly because it's been about 15 years since I played D&D. So we're going to take it step by step so I can
All right.
learn exactly what I'm doing here.
That's the good thing
So-
about having new players is because those questions will be asked and it'll make it easier for our listeners.
So as we talked previously before starting, your background was as a soldier.
Mhm.
So you automatically from soldier get skill proficiencies in athletics and intimidation.
Mhm.
So everybody's proficiency is a +2. So for those skills, you take the modifier of your stat. So I believe athletics is strength.
Yep.
So you take, what's your strength is 18?
18 plus 4.
So you take the +4, add the 2 for the proficiency. So whenever you're rolling athletics, you'll add 6 to your die roll.
Holy smokes. Okay.
And then the other one is intimidation, which is charisma? I don't have it.
Yep.
And so you take your charisma modifier plus your proficiency, which I believe is also a 4, +2. So you have a +6 whenever you're doing intimidation checks.
Okay.
All right. So at level 1, so we had talked about this before. So the first 3 levels of your character are going to be in Pokemon Tamer, which is specifically new for this game. So what that means is you're level 1, you started as a Tamer, you grew as a Tamer up through 3 levels, and then you switched over, or what they call multiclassed over to become a Paladin for 1 level. So that gives you some of the abilities of a Pokemon Tamer, plus some of the abilities from a Paladin. So we'll cover what you did first, which was the first 3 levels of Tamer. So the first thing we need to do is figure out your hit points at level 1. So Tamers get 6 plus their Constitution modifier at first level for hit points. So your Constitution modifier, I think you said was
+1.
+1, so you'll have 7. Then for levels 2 and 3, which are also for Tamer, you can either roll a d6 or take the average, which is 4. It's up to you.
I'll take the average.
So you'll get 5 for level 2, because it's 4 plus your Constitution modifier, which is 1, and 5 for level 3, so you're going to add another 10 to your first level. So you should have 17. All right. You're proficient in light armor and simple weapons from being a Pokemon Tamer. The saving throws for Tamer that you have access to, you are proficient in saving on intelligence and charisma. So you want to mark those on the sheet. And it's the same way as skills. Whatever the modifier is, you add that +2 for your proficiency, and that's what you roll when you're saving on those 2 skills.
Which 2 skills?
Intelligence and charisma.
Okay. So I just automatically add.
Your proficiency. You're proficient in saving on those.
Okay.
So your intelligence was what, the 14?
Intelligence 16 plus 3.
So it's a +3, +2. So saving on intelligence, you add a +5. Charisma is 4, so you'll add a +6 when making charisma saves.
Wow. Okay.
Then you get to choose 4 skills for Tamer. 4 from the following list. Animal handling, which is the one that pretty much everybody takes because that's how you capture new Pokemon. You also have access to history, insight, perception, persuasion, and survival.
I believe I picked animal handling, insight, perception, and persuasion.
Perfect. And then mark those so you're proficient in those, and it's the same as all the skills. You take the modifier for the stat plus the proficiency bonus, and that's what you get.
Okay. So explain proficiency bonus again here.
So proficiency is the +2.
Okay.
So you start with a +2. It does go up as you go up in levels, characters get better. They get more proficient in what they can do.
Okay.
And so whenever you're trained in something, you're considered proficient in doing that, and you get to add that +2 or whatever the proficiency is for your current level.
So on my sheet for all of those, because I'm 18 for all of those skills, it would be just adding +2 in all of those categories, but automatically it's +6 because I have +4 already.
Correct. So it adds the +2 for proficiency to the modifier from your stat.
Okay.
At level 1, you've captured a Pokemon, which we've already created, and we'll reveal what your Pokemon are. At level 2 of Pokemon Tamer, you get to pick what your favorite type is.
Which is fighting.
Which is fighting. So any fighting type Pokemon that you have get a plus to their AC and a plus to their hit. Also, which we have to do, is the AC of your Pokemon are based off of your Charisma plus your Proficiency plus 8. So the AC of both of your Pokemon, since your Proficiency is 2 and your Charisma is a plus 4, they are both going to be AC 14.
Okay.
Your favorite type is fighting, and since they get a +1 to attacks and +1 to defense, because they're both fighting, their defense goes up by 1 more. So now they have an AC of 15.
All right. I'm just writing all sorts of stuff down, crossing it out, and filling it in again.
Yep, because we're leveling fast. So that takes us to level 3 of Pokemon Tamer. Do you want to reveal who your 2 Pokemon are that are your Pokemon partners?
My 2 Pokemon are Gallate and Hitmonlee.
So throughout your career, you have managed to capture those 2. And then at level 4, you have switched over to become a Paladin. Normally, at level 4, people would get a boost to their stats. But since you're jumping into a different one, you actually get everything that comes at the first level of Paladin. Proficiency doesn't change. Proficiency is based off of your total. So at level 4, everybody's proficiency is always 2, so that doesn't go up. But you do gain the feature of Divine Sense and Lay on Hands as being a Paladin. So Divine Sense allows you to register Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. You can just activate your sense and see if there are any around you or any within 60 feet of you. You'll know what's around you, whether they're Celestial, Fiend, or Undead. And you can use that feature a number of times equal to 1 plus your Charisma modifier, so you can use that 5 times a day.
Okay.
Lay on Hands, you get to heal people by touching them because you're a Paladin. The amount that you can restore is 5 times your Paladin level, so you're a Paladin 1, so basically you can restore 5 hit points a day to somebody. And you can divvy that out however you want. You can give 5 people 1, or however. You also gain all the proficiencies that Paladins give you, so you are now proficient in using all types of armor, all shields, and all weapons.
Can literally do anything.
Yes.
I put my mind to.
And then...
Reading Rainbow.
So, what starting weapon did you want?
I'm going to use a scimitar.
We talked about that when we were going to bump up your dexterity higher than your strength, but your strength is quite high, so you have actually better with any weapon that you want.
Originally, I wanted to use something like a bludgeoning weapon, so I would like to use a mace if that's the case then.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
So your mace...
It's very close to joining the club.
Club. Well, you could... so your mace... A mace, it's going to be your strength plus your proficiency to hit, so it's a +6 to hit with your mace. Damage is 1d6 plus your strength modifier, which is 4.
Yep.
And then armor, the standard sort of beginning paladin armor is chainmail. If you wish to go a little bit better than that, we can go a little bit better than that because you're level 4.
What would you say is a little bit better than that? What's your favorite kind of armor?
Let's put you
What would you wear if you went outside in armor?
What would I wear? Let's put you in splint armor. Since you have the strength.
It's broken already? It's already splintered?
Yeah.
Why would you want to wear that? Doesn't seem very tactically sound.
It could give his enemies a splinter.
Do you
Yes.
come with like tweezers, like extra tweezers?
Tweezers haven't been invented yet. It'll also be done by a mage using Mage Hand.
Well,
Well,
my combat
luckily
feat
for you,
actually
spoiler
changes.
alert.
All right, so that makes your AC 17. You do, however, have disadvantage whenever trying to make stealth checks.
Sneaky.
And
grouping.
then, if you want, you can also use a shield if you wish.
No.
All right.
I'm going shieldless.
All right. And that is that for you. That is everything. So you started your career as a tamer and then switched over into paladin, and we'll talk about your past a little bit later.
That's everything. Thanks for coming, Aaron.
Thanks for coming.
It's nice to see you.
See you later. I'll be
Bye,
back
everybody.
in another 130 episodes.
You rolled really well. That was the end of that. All right. And then we will move to Irene. So Irene gets to
hi.
roll stats. So you rolled 2d6 plus 6, and you're going to do that 6 times.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're on a roll.
Oof.
Okay, we got one.
That's what you needed. Okay, so the first one was a 10. The second one was a 10. Then we got a 9. Then she rolled an 18, a 13, an 18. Crazy.
All right. So you ended up with 2 10s, a 9, an 18, a 13, and an 18.
All right.
Since you are human, those are all going to increase by 1. So
I'm
you
not
have.
human.
Oh, that's right. You're not
Half
human.
elf, right?
I forgot you're half elf.
Yes.
Half elf.
Half elf. All right. So, being a half elf, let's pull up that section of my book.
I think it's in the back half of the races.
There it is. All right. So for being half elf, you can increase whatever we put in your charisma, that will increase by 2.
Okay.
And then you get to choose 2 other ability scores to increase by 1. So let's talk about where you sort of want to put those. You are a warlock. Warlocks use charisma as their spell empowerment, I believe. I'm not making that up. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
That's true.
That's true. I think intelligence and wisdom are also important. Maybe.
Yeah, charisma is going to be your best. So we'll probably want to put one of the 18s in there.
Okay.
And then dexterity is important too.
And then since you're a half elf, that gets bumped up to 20 because you get to add +2 to charisma for being a half elf.
All right. So I'll
Pretty
make
charismatic.
Charisma 20. Ooh,
Yep. So then
that's
the
a
modifier,
shocker.
then the modifier for that is a +5. Oh, just as a reminder, animal handling, although it's listed as a wisdom skill, it is actually a charisma skill in this game. So if you have animal handling, do not use your wisdom, use your charisma.
Okay.
All right.
Because it's the wonderful world of Pokemon.
Yeah, they're the same for me anyways, so
Yeah.
it makes it easy.
Then your next 18, what would you like to put that in?
I'll put it in intelligence. We'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. But I have 2 +1s. 2 that have +1. Correct?
So you have the 10, 10, and the 9. The 9 is a -1. The 2 10s are 0, and the 13 is a +1.
Okay.
I don't think it doesn't matter really, but if you're
But then you
if
can
you're trying-
increase two of those stats by 1.
Okay.
So
Got you.
it doesn't matter a whole bunch, but Warlock doesn't use intelligence very much from what I remember. because all of your spells are charisma. If you want to, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but so
Okay,
you know.
you got 2 18s. You're fine.
Yeah. I'm still gonna put. Or should I put? I think no. I'm gonna put the 18 in wisdom instead of intelligence.
Okay. And then where would you like to put the 13? I would maybe suggest Constitution so you have some nice health buffer.
Okay, I'll do that.
So then Strength, Dexterity, and Wisdom are where you're going to put your 10, and your 9.
The 9 is going to dexterity.
Okay.
And then the other 2 10s can go to the other 2 categories.
All right. And then which 2 stats other than Charisma do you want to raise by 1?
I'll raise Constitution.
Okay, so that becomes a 14.
And then I will raise Strength.
Becomes...
Yeah.
Okay, that becomes 11. All right. So the 20 gets a +5. The 18 is a +4. The 14 is a +2. The 11 and the 10 are 0. And the 9 is a -1.
Great.
All right. Half elves. Half elves base speed is 30. Half elves also gain dark vision, so you can see in the dark. Because you're part elf, you have Fey ancestry that gives you advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and you cannot be magically put to sleep. All right, so Warlock. Starting at Warlock level 1, again, like everybody else, your proficiency is going to be a +2. And then, as we sort of talked about before, her background is going to be a combination of 2 actual backgrounds, Noble and Sage. So you are gaining history from... I think we would say history from the Noble part and Arcana from the Sage part. Is that what we agree?
Yep, that's what we talked about. Yep.
So you gain proficiency in Arcana and history from being a noble.
Yep.
And then we were taking the nobles feature, so people are generally inclined to think the best of you, and you are generally welcomed in high society.
I guess.
So fancy.
All right. So then, Warlock, your starting hit points at level 1 is 8 plus your Constitution modifier. So your Constitution modifier is a +2 because you put the 14 in it. So you at level 1 you have 10 hit points to start with.
Okay.
And then for levels 2, 3, and 4, did you want to take the average or did you want to roll?
I'll roll.
All right. So roll a d8. So a 1d8.
Oh my god.
Irene rolled a 1.
Yep. So you roll a 1 for the first one, plus your Constitution modifier, which is 2. So that level you get 3. Roll it again for level 3.
Two.
She rolled a 2.
So that's a
That's why
4.
we don't roll.
Why?
Roll it again for
Oh
your
my
final 4th level.
God.
And
That's a 7.
7 plus 2 is 9. So your total is math. 10 plus 7 plus 9 is
Math.
26.
Great.
So your total HP is 26.
Oh my
I mean, you're
god.
only like, you only missed out on like 6 HP.
You know what? Shut up, Stand.
I'm sorry.
My total is 26.
Yeah, so the final
Okay.
total for all 4 levels is 26.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So in Sometime at Your Point, you were contacted by your otherworldly patron, which we are going to keep a secret for now. And we've talked about what that gives you.
Mm-hmm.
Metal.
You also have magic. So you've picked out your cantrips.
I have.
And you've picked out your spells.
I have.
The thing about Warlock is all spells are cast at their maxed level. So at level 4, everything has to be cast at 2nd level. So if a spell can be bumped up, it has to be bumped up.
Okay.
You get, you can cast 2 spells per encounter. The good thing about Warlock is that your spells reset on either a short rest or a long rest. And cantrips you can cast as much as you want. They are always free. At 2nd level, you gain what are called Eldritch invocations. So you get super special powers. So I believe you took Agonizing Blast and Beguiling Influence.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, so Beguiling Influence gives you proficiency in Deception and Persuasion.
Yep.
And then there were 2 more skills we get to pick from the list for Warlock. And at last talk, we were still deciding what those 2 were going to be.
I picked religion and oh goodness. I think investigation.
All right, excellent.
It's a good one to have.
That's the last
Mhm.
one I have.
Yeah. So that takes care of all your skills. Your saving throws that you are proficient in, you're proficient in saving on Wisdom and on Charisma.
All right.
At level 3, you get a pact boon. And I forget which pact. Chain, Blade, or Tome did you take?
Tome.
All right. So you have Book of Shadows.
Yes.
Uh,
I have the 3 other spells that I did as well.
Yep, and then you picked 3 more cantrips,
Yep.
which we've already covered and we'll reveal later. And then at level 4, you can increase one of your ability scores up. So you can increase one ability score by 2 or 2 scores by 1 each. Knowing that you can't go above 20.
Okay, I will do my constitution. Can I do my constitution by 2?
Yep.
Okay.
So Constitution goes from what, 14 to 16?
Yep.
Yep. So the modifier becomes a +3.
Okay.
And you get to add 4 more hit points because Constitution changes are retroactive for hit points. So you increase your hit point total by 4, bringing your hit points up to 30.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yay!
And that is everybody's characters.
Yay!
Welcome.
You did
it. Okay, so I'm gonna like run over questions.
Yes.
So what kind of armor is Talia wearing? Or not
That's
armor,
correct.
I
but
have
You
light
got your
armor.
and
light armor.
yeah,
what-
so we're going with studded leather armor.
Okay.
Studded leather armor normally gives you a 12 plus your dexterity modifier, but your dexterity modifier doesn't exist. So your AC is just going to be 12.
Okay.
And then you also get one simple weapon of your choice. You could have a crossbow, which is based off of dexterity, so I would not suggest that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I don't know what other weapons to use because, like,
You could probably... You probably aren't going to use it much, but I would say that probably...
like a dagger? Is there like something?
A dagger's good. Yeah,
Eldritch Blast goes a long ways.
Okay.
I mean, Eldritch Blast is going to be your main...
Like,
is going to be your main thing.
So what does a warlock
Exactly
actually
like that.
cast with? Is it just your hand?
yeah,
Like the Eldritch Blast?
a
comes out of your
magical stand.
Yeah, like Palpatine hands.
Yep.
hand?
My eyes are gonna turn
All right.
blue, and I'm gonna have a hood next week.
So to
Like,
hit with your dagger, since your strength modifier is a 0, you just are going to add your +2. So when you're trying to attack with your dagger, it's just +2.
Okay.
And it does 1d4 piercing damage. And then we get to figure out what your spell saves are. So anytime you cast a spell on somebody and they have to save against the effect, it is going to be 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. So all your spells have a DC. Your proficiency is
15.
2, 8, and then your charisma modifier is 5. So they'll be saving against 15. And then anytime you're attacking with your Eldritch Blast, since your charisma modifier is 5 and your proficiency bonus is 2, you'll be adding a +7 whenever you're attacking with spells. So the dagger is like emergency use only.
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah, it's like I've been driven to this. But your main bread and butter will be Eldritch Blasting everybody with a +7.
Wow.
And since you took Agonizing Blast, it does your charisma modifier as additional damage. So Eldritch Blast will be a 1d10 +5 every time you hit it. So it's quite
Alrighty.
impactful. All right. What other questions? Logan, go.
So what was Baruch's background?
Like the actual mechanical background was Outlander. But
Outlander,
did you want
okay.
the backstory? Because we could get into that. But
Nah, we'll figure that out.
We'll get the backstory soon.
And like super important question, what are Gallate and Hitmonlee's names?
I asked them what they
Simon
wanted to be called,
and
and
Heather.
all they said was Gallade and Hitmonlee.
Bruh.
Oh man, that's gonna be so unacceptable for Stan.
Simon and
I
hope you're ready
Heather.
for that.
yeah, it's not gonna last.
It's not gonna last.
Simon
I have a
and
trusting
like,
relationship with my
Heather.
Pokemon, and that's what they appreciate being called.
Well, they will have a name. It may not be one you gave them, but if you don't name them, I will.
Also,
warned.
Talia
We'll
will
cover
also
this.
want to name them. Like, seriously, she's like, for real.
All right. Other questions? Other comments? Everybody got at least enough of an idea of their character?
There are a lot of numbers on this piece of paper. Like, tomorrow I'm going to be
Yep.
like, what the hell? Sorry.
Yep. And we're gonna be you'll be sending me all those things, and I can verify all the math.
Right now, SBJ is not in the room because he's not glaring at me.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
You don't feel glare.
No, I mean, no, he's not in here. I
All
don't
right.
know what he's doing.
Were there other questions, Logan?
Oh no, that's all I had. I asked off camera what Baruch's armor was, but Baruch's not wearing anything. He's
He does
Well, I'm
not.
wearing clothes.
He's wearing
Wait,
clothes.
can you be wearing like a grass skirt? Grass shorts? Grass
That's way better.
skirts?
That's way better than what I thought of. But
And like
since he's
And like a wood blouse?
that's
A
way better.
wood blouse,
A
like
wood
a
blouse.
barrel, like
He's
a barrel.
wearing a barrel.
A barrel and a wood skirt. Squirt.
no,
Since he's a totem warrior after trying to emulate Houndoom, he's wearing a Houndoom pelt and has
Oh,
a necklace with a Houndoom tooth right here.
That works.
There's a whole Houndoom theme going on.
I did declare that every single week I will drink out of a different mug. This week I'm drinking out of a Quick Trip 50 years mug. 50
Shout out to
years.
whatever that is.
Shout out Quick Trip.
Quick Trip.
Sponsored.
Yay, not sponsored, bruh.
Not sponsored. No sponsors.
Uh,
People want to sponsor. Please do.
Where?
Okay. Are we ready
To rumble.
to figure out what's going on?
I hope
Yes.
so.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
All right.
ready to go,
So season 1, that was a thing.
I guess.
Season 1.5, that was the thing that happened. And now we are in season 2. Season 2 starts with Stant still in Cerulean Town.
I have a
We are-
question.
Yes.
So, is Stant dealing with, like, how soon is Stant dealing with the results from season 1.5? Like, how, like, is he just dealing with that, or like how long ago is that from right now?
That was 2 weeks ago.
I see. Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
only slightly still depressed that I
The
hang out
pie
currently
cunt.
with Drakkar.
Yes. You're only slightly depressed that all your friends have left. So season 2 starts. Stant. It's been 2 weeks since the Gen Con special, and pretty much everybody that Stant knows has left. Wendy and Meepo left at the very beginning. Now with a wrestling career starting up again and decisions to be made and history to be discovered, SBJ once again sets out on the road at the urging of D Pepper to make some sweet cash. And about a week ago, seemingly just like out of nowhere, Ephraim came downstairs, grabbed Emojis, and informed you that they had a very important task that they had to take care of, and he needed Emojis on this particular trip. He bid you farewell and
I do.
said he would be in touch and left, leaving you on your
So weird.
own.
I'm so scared on my own.
However, you haven't exactly been alone because you have noticed somebody hanging around town.
Who's that? Who have I noticed?
Who is that, Travis?
So I walk up to Stant, and it's one of those moments where it's like when you see someone that you knew in high school and they remember you, but you may or may not remember them. It might take a little while. This 14-year-old kid walks up to Stant, and I say, and before I do the voice, the key to a good character voice is subtlety. It's Stant, right?
Oh, hey, is that? It's been a long time.
Baruch. My name's Baruch. You remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't. I never knew what you was called. You normally use, trying to steal breakfast from me. So
you stole your
usually
stuff.
I called you breakfast. And
Stole
then
your
I
stuff
sort
a lot.
of named this guy after you.
It's a pleasure. You're welcome. Now, I just want to say I'm done with that. All the grabbing and the stealing.
Yeah,
you might remember.
it wasn't no big deal.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I don't.
You might remember. I was traveling with my family. We are sort of nomadic. We do something where when you turn 14, they send you off, and you gotta sort of live by yourself in the civilized world and figure it out for yourself. And that's what I'm doing. And I saw you, and I remember you. We had such great times, like stealing things and you having things stole. So
Yeah. No, I mean, just to put it on the record, I mean, like I gave you that stuff. That was because I was doing a good deed to you. Did you know?
I mean, it was a good. We both had a good time. Right, perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, how about what you up to? How about I follow you around?
You know, I was just gonna. Well, I guess I need to fix this apple situation. Really, if I was thinking about it, you want to do that?
I
with
don't know
me?
what that means.
Well, you know, you don't really need many details, so maybe just come on. You know,
Sounds fair.
sure, yeah. Yeah, I guess you owe me.
You're welcome.
All right. So you have met your new follower, maybe?
I just want to say for the record, I know the accent's bad, and I know it's probably going to change a million times.
I was gonna ask if you were trying to impersonate Steve's impressions or accents. Oi, oi, mate.
It's supposed to be a gross misunderstanding of the Australian accent.
I think
Oh.
you nailed it.
Oh, yeah. Now that you've spelled it out plainly, I could see where you were coming from.
Oh man.
I heard the oys and the mates, and I was waiting for you to say Fosters, so it was good.
I want to come out. I'm gonna come out here and say Stan had an accent first. Twitch chat. Been rocking this for a year.
Speaking of unfinished business, Stant had actually had feelers out trying to figure out what had happened with the Heal All Apple, item of great power that comes with a very dark curse. And in those feelers and during his interreading time and shortly after meeting his new protege, he does receive a missive from a caravan that's coming to Cerulean City from Saffron Castle. And a city guard has written you explaining that he has a mystery of his own that he's trying to solve on behalf of a friend, and ponders if perhaps they are related. And if you could arrive in Saffron Castle and meet at the Laughing Maiden Tavern, perhaps you could join forces and solve both mysteries.
Yeah, sounds good. Whatever.
He says to the letter.
You know those don't work like two-way.
What?
And he
Boy,
talks-
do what you'll write another.
It's like one of those movie cutaways. It's like 3 seconds long. And he's like, all right, whatever. And then he continues on his way.
I thought you civilized folk knew how it worked.
Clearly you do, right?
I'm a consummate professional.
Oh God. What?
Gonna be a long
What have we
season.
done?
This is gonna be a real long season. That's all I gotta say.
It's only 6 episodes. You have to deal with it. It's probably going to be very different next episode.
Yeah.
All right. So, packing up your stuff, I assume.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I would assume Stan's kind of already packed, right? He's
Yeah. Well, what do you own? Not much.
I got this belt.
Oh, burn.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got,
Hell,
you got burned by. What do you
Possessions.
own?
you don't have much. You got a lot of money though.
Brooke, I don't know what. I mean, like, what's a possession anyway? How can somebody own a thing, really?
You know, sometimes you get all philosophical on me. You did when I was a kid too. I tend to, if a thing's wrong, break it. That's the only thing I know. So when you're talking about like the nature of objects, just stop.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
Let's hit the
You
road.
do know that it will take roughly 3 days to get to Saffron Castle on horse, about 6 days walking.
I mean, I'm not really in a hurry. Am I? Am I in a hurry? Did that letter communicate urgency?
Kinda, little.
Well, guess we're taking the Stand Express. Turn into a horse. All right, bud.
Do Australian people have a thing to say for like L on Z or let's go? Like, is there an Australian one of those that I could say?
Why don't we just say let's go?
Let's go.
I'm gonna say no, because there might be Australians listening to this.
Oh, great. I'm going.
I mean,
I'm sorry if I offended Australia.
Definitely you have.
Well, yeah,
and
sure.
they've got some Wendy's selling birthday cakes that are gonna be pretty mad.
Yeah. All right, so hopping on to the Stant Express and heading off to Saffron Castle. Mostly an uneventful journey. About midday of the third day, as you are traveling through the forest, sort of following the trail, I need both of you to make me wisdom saving throws.
First roll.
First roll. Just a generic wisdom.
Good at that.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw. So if you are proficient with wisdom saving throws, you can add your proficiency. If not, just pure wisdom.
I am proficient, so I have plus.
I've been around these parts. That's a 19.
Well, I got 20.
All right, so both of you, at first you smell like an incredibly sweet, amazing, alluring smell, and then it, like, quickly your brain sort of takes over and says, that's not right. And you sort of realize that something off to the side of the road is attempting to lure you off the path.
I mean, I'm gonna check it out.
Okay. Hopping off, you sort of start to see like a trail of items. There's like a dagger dropped off to the side, and then there's like a backpack. And as you're getting closer, you kind of see that they lead up to a sort of dense foliage area. And kind of in the center, there's like a big yellow flower. It's got like a large sort of bulbous sort of bottom. It looks like it's got a leaf covering a lid, and it's got two like leaves off to the side, and it's just sort of sitting there, and you can kind of start to smell that scent is coming from that open part that's kind of under the leaf lid. And both of you can make me perception checks.
Okay. Perception gives me a +6. Ooh, I got a natural 20.
I have a 21.
Wow, we are rolling well. So
When it counts.
Stan immediately sees that below the lid there are a pair of eyes that are sort of watching and sort of like waiting for you to come in. And both of you also notice that there's a sort of foot hanging out of the top of the lid, that something is clearly being digested.
I turn back into a regular human and say, Baruch, we got cut that thing open. There's something in there. Right after I make this sketchbook of it. So, hang on.
Oi, dying mate, can you hear? Are you alive still?
There is no answer.
That ain't
But
good
you sort
sign.
of start to see that the two leaves on the side are sort of like making gentle motioning, sort of like, come closer.
Can I
I
speak
take
to
out my-
can I speak to the plant, or is this
You can try.
hey, why don't you let go of that thing in there? Bud?
The eyes sort of roll around, and if it could sort of look quizzical, it does, and goes, how are you doing that?
I got cool necklace.
Well, that's Interesting.
You're really articulate for a plant.
Thank you. I've been here for a while.
That's offensive.
You don't tell things that they're articulate for what they are.
Is that bad?
You
For the
so
plant?
smart.
All right. You sure can talk for a plant.
And you sure can talk for food.
Oh, man. I'm going to need you to let go of whatever's inside your belly there, buddy.
Why? He's almost done.
That's murder.
No, it's food.
Well, there is a conversation to be had about that, and I am a druid, so I can see your point.
How's it going? I can't hear your convo, but going well? Sounds like it's going well.
He's not really convinced to let go of that guy, but he sort of convinced me that he shouldn't.
I don't see your logic there.
Well,
I'm gonna
he's
hit
playing.
the thing.
It's just like a circle of life thing, Like sometimes you get eaten by a plant. That's just the natural.
And
order of
sometimes I kill the plant, which I'm gonna do. I take out my great axe, and I
things.
charge
Seems
it.
natural.
All right, let's roll some initiative, folks. Remember, an initiative in this world, it's your dexterity modifier plus your wisdom modifier.
That's a natural 1 for a total of 4.
That's a natural 1 for a total of 5.
Ooh, I want to see this. Greg, I want this to be really, really innovative.
Ooh.
All right. So our plant friend gets to go first.
Big surprise there.
Sensing that this barbarian means it harm, it bounds forward with surprising speed and attempts to swallow him. However, knowing that since I rolled a 12 and your AC is 15, you sort of dodge off to the side, and you kind of see the foot just sort of jangling in, and then it sort of falls in completely.
Oh.
And that brings us to Stant.
Well. Would animal friendship affect this creature?
Maybe.
Still barking up that tree, eh?
I don't know. He made a compelling argument. You can't just kill a thing because thing's gonna get killed if you don't. I mean,
I do that all the time.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
What do you want to do?
I'm doing animal friendship on
I believe
Victory
that's
Bell.
just a save.
Stant is so calm. He walks into a forest, sees an animal eating a man. He's like, I'm going to talk to it and see if I can make friends.
It's very Stant.
Stand Willow, I mean, come on.
this.
All right. Wisdom saving throw or be charmed.
Yo. My spell save DC is 14.
Yeah, it rolled a 13, but his wisdom's a -3. So it ended up with a 10. So it does not save, and you have managed to convince it that you are its friend.
Just go ahead and throw up, buddy. I'm your friend, and that guy in there is not food. He's gonna poison you.
All right, so it sort of tips forward, and a leg slides out and hits the ground.
I'm just gonna grab the leg and pull it out.
Okay, it's just a leg.
Oh, oh man!
I think he's
Oh,
dead, Stan.
yeah, but let's just, I mean, you know, stuff happens. We just got to move on. There's no reason to kill this guy. He don't mean us no harm.
I think he means me some harm.
Nah, we can just run away. It's fine.
All right, I follow your lead.
All right. Well, I mean, just like hold on 1 second, because I'm gonna draw this guy.
You know what,
Just a second.
mate?
It is a victory bell, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna write down that I got a victory bell. Yeah.
Don't seem like an opportune moment for that.
He's
Uh,
a friend.
Are you? So I'm assuming on your turn, Baruch is heading away under stance guidance.
Sounds good to me.
All
I'll
right.
take that attack of opportunity.
It's
Not
fine.
quick Okay.
You know, it's sort of confused as to what's going on.
Yeah,
It's a
sure.
little hungry,
So,
but doesn't really want to pursue. It can wait for another fool to come by.
so I turn back into a horse and tell it, hey, I guess I was just kidding about that being poison, but do know that all humans and other creatures that are sentient are poison for eternity.
They are not.
They
can
are.
I can assure you, I haven't gotten large by eating poison.
I'm gonna try to convince it that all sentient creatures are poison.
All right. Make a persuasion check. You have disadvantage on this check.
Dang. Since he's eaten so many.
Yes.
Ugh. Okay. Fine. Well, I got a 5.
A 12 and a 5, and disadvantage goes 5. It clearly does not believe you in any way, shape, or form.
Can
Does
we rewind to the part where you said you turn into a horse? What's
Yeah.
that about?
Well,
Because I know you can turn into Pokemon.
yeah, I can turn into animals too.
Yeah.
And we're at a part in the world where animals still exist.
Okay.
Yep.
Just checking the continuity. I guess you did that in the Gen Con special, didn't you?
Yep.
I mean, I could turn into a ponytail, but then you'd set on fire.
And you
I-
haven't seen.
All right,
That's
I
a-
have a good point.
Good point.
All right. It's content to let you go. It doesn't buy your poison story, but it's content in going back, and it kind of plugs itself back in amongst the foliage, and you can sense the smell coming out again, wavering out to attract its next prey.
Well, that's that. Never gonna think about that
Bit of
again.
a weird excursion.
Do
Not
you
fair.
pick up any of the items left on the side of the road from the poor victim, along with his leg
Did
or
anything
her
look
leg?
cool?
I don't really know. It's indiscriminate. It's a leg.
Did anything look cool?
Do you want to spend
About
time
the leg.
searching through it?
No.
Okay, then you have no idea. It's just a
Yeah.
backpack.
I'm just gonna go.
All right. All right. So you head off, arriving just after dusk on the appointed time. You arrive at the north gate of the very large city that is Saffron City. Saffron City, you've passed through, once you get out of the forest, you pass through the beginnings of the farmlands. So you pass a number of farmhouses and just sort of general farmland, and then it starts getting more and more densely packed as houses of people who can't afford to live in the city have built houses outside of the city, and then you see the grand wall that protects Saffron City. So the wall itself is 15 feet high, completely made out of stone, well crafted, a solid, just this massive, imposing thing. You're heading towards the main gate, which is open. And there's two sort of guard towers, and off in the distance, so Saffron City is built against a mountain range, so it's walled on 3 sides, and then the final wall is the mountain range. And you can see up against the mountain, you can actually see the top of Saffron Castle. It is hard to see at night because the castle itself is painted almost completely black. There is some red trim. And for a real world sort of estimate, it is a Japanese style castle. So it's, from what you can see, it's got 3 stories that you can see, but you assume that it's got at least 4 or possibly 5 stories, knowing how castles are built. There seems to be a lot of traffic coming in and out of the city, even at this time. You were stopped briefly by the guards just to check you over. They do give you standard warnings about avoiding violence in the city. They don't make you like tie down your weapons or anything. They just want to make sure that you understand that there's the law here. Any violators, you will be dealt with appropriately. They talk about...
the law get along great. Let me tell you.
And you do sort of pick up that in the city in itself is particularly busy simply because in 5 days the prince is going to be crowned king. And you make your way just inside the gate into what's called the Northern Gate District of Saffron City, and easily found on the side of the road is the Laughing Maiden Tavern.
Let's go in.
All right, so you step inside, and you're sort of greeted by a very warm, wonderful tavern. It's not crowded, but it's got doing a good business. But Stant noticed something immediately. Standing behind the bar, tending bar, is a tall, sort of brown-haired woman who looks absolutely familiar, and you are absolutely positive that that is Gloria. Working the room, you see 2 beautiful people, one male, one female, in crisp white shirt and tan pants, and the woman's wearing a tan skirt. And they both have a silver necklace with a little charm on it, and they are quickly working around. And the woman looks up and nods to you in greeting, and you sort of look around, and you can see 2 people who sort of match the description of what you've sort of arranged of who you're supposed to meet in this city, which are 2 new characters played by Aaron and Irene, are sitting inside. So we rewind a little bit before you 2 enter. You 2 have arrived at the Laughing Maiden together. What would you like to do? You have been into this bar before. It's fairly common for people who work in the city. They usually have good entertainment, so sometimes nobles come down here because the bartender, Gloria, does manage to get great entertainment coming in there. So you're not unfamiliar with this place.
I usually kind of hang out sort of towards the back area from like anybody who's performing or anything like that, with both Gallate and Hitmonlee. We are very welcomed into the place just because it keeps it a nicer place to visit, because we are part of the guard.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody feels generally comfortable when we're there, and no trouble is really caused when we're there. So I usually choose to sit in the back and kind of observe what's going on.
All right. And you have brought your friend with?
I try not to have attention drawn to me, but usually that's not the case. Right now, people haven't noticed like that I'm here, so that's great for me because typically I get really uncomfortable when people know that I'm out and about. So right now I'm just kind of sitting with Roan, so that's fantastic because I'm not nervous and uncomfortable because people haven't seen that I'm like here. So that's fantastic at the moment. But so I like to be here because like I don't like to just sit up in stuffied places, locked away, because since I'm a noble person, that's usually what happens.
All right, so you've probably been there for about 10 minutes. I'm assuming you just get general food and drink. When you notice two people that you've been waiting for enter in. They just entered in a sort of gathering and taking in the place and looking around. Stant, seeing this bar situation, what do you do?
Gloria?
Yeah, yes.
You traveled super fast to get here.
No, I don't live that far from here.
Yeah, you don't? You don't? You have two?
No.
You got two jobs?
No. I just have this job.
You
You
look
seem-
like exactly like another Gloria that I know
Oh, from where?
from the other town.
My friend's a little strange. Just around for both of us, aren't they?
The other town is Cerulean.
Cerulean Town. Cerulean Town.
Oh, you mean my cousin, Gloria. She owns the tavern in Cerulean Town.
Oh, now I see it, mate. That is a little confusing. I got a little British there. It was a matter of time.
I like to think that maybe Baruch is like putting on an accent and he's not good at it.
It's only the first episode. Just wait for the reveal.
So that's pretty weird. So like you got a bunch of cousins? Why does
Oh, yes.
and then you just all look exactly alike and are named the same and
Of course. own
own bars? That's how it goes.
That's our family business.
All right. Yeah, no, I get it. Okay. So yeah, I'm here with a group. I'm gonna go sit over there with people I came to meet.
Wonderful. If you need anything, just let me know.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do it. This is the first time for me, but can I ask you for some information?
Sure.
Do you know anything about an apple that cures all wounds? It would have been brought in here, or it probably would have.
I mean, I've heard rumors of such a thing, but I've certainly never seen it, and I haven't heard of anything lately.
All right. Well, just thought I'd ask.
Sure.
All right. I go sit down.
Meanwhile,
right.
while that was happening, Baruch has lived. Hasn't really ever been to like cities are a completely new concept. I mean, he knows that cities exist, obviously, but his clan is fairly specific in their desire to never live in cities. They think it's better for people to grow up outside. So Baruch knows none of the customs of general city life decency. So imagine him walking up to people he doesn't know, asking them questions, taking bites of food that he didn't pay for, tripping over people's feet, that sort of thing.
Yeah, while Stant is sort of talking, he quickly becomes aware of people getting generally just sort of complaining and yelling, and turning around and seeing what your friend is doing. They're sort of looking around like motioning for like the servers to come over.
At this point, I'm gonna interject,
Okay.
and I notice that there's some commotion going on, and I'm gonna send Gallate and Hitmonlee over to see if they can tell what's going on.
Whoa, I don't mean trouble. Also, do you know there's like beasts in here, monsters?
At this point, I walk up and I'm like, it looks a little obvious that you're not from around these parts. Are you looking for something or
tell.
somebody or something I can help you
what?
with?
Hang on. I've been looking for this my whole life. and Stant does not talk to Roan. He just sketches Gallade and Hitmonlee.
Yeah, so you all sort of quickly realize, judging it, that you're all supposed to meet each other. And it kind of becomes clear, especially off of Stan's behavior, that this was the person that you heard about.
You must be Stant.
Yeah, hang on.
He gets like this when he sees one of them new, fancy new.
It's quite all right.
Monster folk.
They will pose or do anything I bid for it.
What?
So if you need anything, I can help you out with that. But
yeah, make them do a sweet like muscle pose.
Before any of that, I believe I was the one who sent you a letter that you should have received a couple of days ago. I'm assuming that's why you're here, correct?
Yeah, but just real quick, just muscle, just to make them do a muscle pose, just super quick, just real quick.
I have Hitmonlee jump 10 feet in the air over the top of him and land behind him and swing around.
That blows my mind.
All right. Now that you've
trying
seen,
to control those things ain't too great for you.
Now that you've seen what they can do, can we have a decent conversation?
Yeah, sure. I'm done drawing now.
With this guy, it's a little tough.
Meanwhile, Talia's just like sitting, like reading a book. She's not even paying attention to whatever is happening right now.
Okay.
There's been some disappearances around the city recently. Definitely a couple from noble families themselves, and just a little more high-profile people missing. And I heard that you were looking for something called the cursed apple or something like that.
Yeah.
I sent you a letter hoping that this might be the cause of what's causing these disappearances. You wouldn't know anything about it, or what exactly are you looking for? What is the cursed apple? What brings you here for it?
Yeah, well, there was like, I just came. You know what? Real quick, what's the names? What's the names of the Hitmonlee and Gallade?
They are. This is Hitmonlee and this is Gallate.
So you named your Pokemon after what they are.
Name?
I have such a strong relationship with them, and we've been together for so long. I did not want to dishonor them with a man-made name, so I asked them what their names should be, and they responded Hitmonlee and Gallade. I appreciate
I think that's because
their
those are the only words I can say.
Hey, hang on. Hitmonlee. Do you want your name to be Hitmonlee though?
Hitmonlee.
It just looks at you and has no interest in responding to you.
Gallade? You?
Nope.
Strong and silent type.
Yeah. All right.
Like me.
All right. Well, no, yeah. This just joyless to not name something, and it seems like you put the joylessness in them.
There's no joy in serving the city, only honor.
If
That
it's
sounds fun.
if it's no problem, I got a quick question. You said people are high profile are going away. What's that mean?
If you must know, there's 10 people or 10 members of the royal houses missing. 3 from the castle itself and 7 from noble houses around the area.
Well, you say so. Let's go find them.
With the apple thing, there's probably an apple somewhere around these parts that can cure any disease, but it's got a terrible price where, some bad stuff hatches out of that, and it's probably murder a bunch of people. So we should probably nip that in the bud.
Bit of a Faustian bargain.
Yeah, that was the deal.
I Do you mention the murder part out loud?
No. Just the
Stan?
fact that they've gone missing.
No, but to Stan,
Oh,
are you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying all that stuff out
All
loud.
right. So Talia, who's sort of half listening, sort of pays attention, and Stan has just suggested that the 10 missing may have been murdered.
Excuse me. Rowan, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get some information from these people. This is why I've tried to bring them here. It's why I sent them the message.
What? Who are you? Hi, I'm Talia. Who are you?
Hi, Tally. I'm Stan. I'm Stan Willow.
Stan, hi.
It's a pleasure.
Really nice
Name's
to meet you.
Baruch.
Baruch. Hi, I'm Talia.
You got it.
Nice to meet you. Great.
Nice to meet you
Great.
too.
Awesome.
Pleasure.
Well, I have some family members that are missing. Well, Charlie's here, but I think I think we have like 7 people that are gone. I don't really know what's going on. But they're gone, and we're trying to figure it out. Where Rowan is in charge, and we've been trying to figure out where they've been going. Are you guys helping us, or like I don't really know what's going on.
I think Stan just said they're probably dead.
I don't know why we're not really gonna jump to this.
Isn't that what you
Death?
You said murder.
Death.
I heard murder. I could have misheard.
Now
It could have been murder. I don't know what that would mean.
I think that's a bit.
the only line that's been traced between one thing and the apple thing is from Roan, and I don't know. Like, I just know that it is an apple that could result in some deadly situations. So whatever the situation is, we should get it handled as soon as we
I
can.
definitely agree. I don't think they're dead, but I think we should figure out what happened.
We should help
Let's
them.
find out.
Is it something that we could help you find? It might be beneficial to both of us if we can relocate it.
Yeah, we could. I mean, yeah, like the bartender knew of a rumor, which means probably someone in this town has more than a rumor.
Do you know the bartender?
I mean, sorta. It's
Sorta.
no, but
What
yeah.
does that mean? Do you know her, or do you
I
not?
don't know. She's like identical twin cousins with somebody I do
Identical
know.
cousins. How does that work?
Yeah, I didn't even know they had identical cousins, and it made me miss her even more.
Did you say your name was Stant?
That's right. STANDT.
Stant. That doesn't make any sense. Identical cousins?
I'm just telling you what happened. I don't know it either.
Look, he's weird, but you can trust him. He says weird things about like the nature of property sometimes, and you just kind of go with it. Hey, anybody here know something about some sort of fruit? Apple?
The bar sort of all like once again sort of turns to the thing that's making noise, and everybody can make me perception checks.
Ooh.
Sorry if I cut you off, Irene.
No, it's fine.
What do I do for my modifier for that? I've got +4, then +2, so +6.
Yep.
What kind of dice do I roll for a perception check?
1d20 plus your perception
Oh.
score.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 20.
I got a 16. Talia got an 8.
Lord.
Yeah, so Talia's just sort of in her own headspace and things are going around. But Logan and Aaron, so Stant and Rowan, sort of notice that off in the corner there's like a person who's seemingly trying to actively avoid attention. Like where everybody else is sort of paying attention to what's going on, this person's just sort of just like not engaging. Like they're just on their own, and really just sort of trying to fly below the radar.
Hey, you seeing this this guy over here? Or girl, I'm not. It's shadowy over there.
I see lots of mates.
Well, there's somebody who clearly wants to not be seen, and that's normally the people who have the most information.
Let's go.
I'm just looking at my abilities here. I believe Talia probably has the best interrogation skills here. Yeah.
I'm gonna Stan's gonna lean over and say, "Hey, Talia, it would probably help if you added this into your thing." And I do guidance. So
Okay.
What?
never.
Sorry, like she's so flighty that she's just kind of like what? I'm sorry.
In order to help your family, we need to get information from wherever we can, and I think that person over there might have some information. So
you want me to
just go ask them.
talk to them?
Well, yeah, persuade them to give you some information, and yeah, I do guidance, so you get a bonus D4 to your whatever check. You might intimidate, you might persuade. I don't know.
I don't know why she's doing it. I'm great with people.
Let's try not to be violent just
So I'm
yet.
doing a persuasion check.
I'm just a follower. It's fine.
All
Follow
right,
your
so
lead.
as you sort of touch and cast the spell to get prepped, the main door to the tavern just swings open with a very loud thud as it hits the wall, and immediately you see 4 of the city guard just come straight into the tavern and take position, which immediately, like, the entire bar goes quiet. And then shortly behind them walks in a very tall man, well-built, perfectly dressed, like flawless military outfit. There's not a speck on him. He's got dark black hair. It's perfectly swept back, perfect, like not a hair missing.
Wow.
And he's just like, you sort of look at him like, this person is way too perfect. And Roan immediately knows that that's the captain of the guard. And he walks in and lays eyes on Talia and says, "Well, I've found you at last."
Oh my god.
And that's where we're going to stop.
All right.
Cool.
Times.
All right. Hey, I'm back. Here I am.
That's a thing.
Who invited this guy?
Oh god.
All right, that is where we will leave off. If you just came into the chat late or joined us late, you'll be able to catch this whole episode on YouTube or in podcast form on Stitcher or iTunes or SoundCloud or wherever you listen to podcasts. It will also be up on YouTube if this archives properly. That's up to Twitch. I also realize I'm still invisible. There's no camera on me. Other than that, what will
SBJ?
Yeah, that's my name. Other than that, I was messing with mic levels. I shouldn't be doing that. Cool. Let's recap one more time. Logan, who were you playing?
Stant Willow. Yeah.
All right. And Irene, who is your character?
Talia. I don't know. She's clueless. She doesn't know what's going on.
All right.
Aw.
And Aaron, who are you playing?
Playing Roan.
And finally, Travis, you are not Wendy, but who are you?
I'm Baruch, aren't I?
Oh.
Oh my god.
I'm sure this voice is just honey to the ears.
I wanted to say
Great
so many
for an
things.
audio medium.
Oh god.
A+. Dedicated.
And a big thanks to Greg, our DM.
Thanks, everybody.
So what we'll do here is we'll go to some music and a break and all that stuff. If you're new here, if you're unfamiliar with what we do a Pokemon podcast with just news regarding Sun, Moon, Pokemon Go, all that stuff every single Monday in iTunes. Otherwise, this podcast comes out sometime by the end of the week, so really watching on Twitch is getting it first. We will be back next week, same time, same place, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So join us then. Otherwise, I will play some music and fade us out here.
We really rolled a one on that outro.
Thank
We're
you,
still
everyone.
trying to figure that one out, aren't we?
Goodness
Bye.
gracious.
Thanks. Bye.